Have you ever wondered what truly happens after we take our last breath? Do we simply disappear into nothingness? Or do we transcend this earthly realm to exist in a place beyond human understanding? And perhaps the most heart-stirring question of all, will we recognize our loved ones in the afterlife? For centuries, various spiritual traditions have wrestled with the mysteries of life after death. From Christianity's promise of heavenly reunion to Buddhism's teachings of rebirth, the afterlife has been a subject of deep contemplation. Some believe that the bonds we share with family and friends transcend death, offering us the hope of a reunion. Others suggest that upon leaving this physical world, we dissolve into a greater universal existence, beyond individual attachments. But what if there's more to this mystery than we realize? Is there any evidence, whether from ancient scriptures, near-death experiences, or spiritual teachings, that can shed light on whether we will recognize our loved ones once we pass on? In this video, we'll journey through different faiths and philosophies to uncover their perspectives on the afterlife, the possibility of reuniting with family in the next life, and what this means for how we choose to live today. Stick with us until the end, because what you're about to discover may forever transform how you view life, death, and the connections between souls. Let's begin. 1. What do religious teachings say about recognizing loved ones in the afterlife? Religious teachings across various traditions offer diverse perspectives on the recognition of loved ones in the afterlife, each providing unique insights into the continuation of relationships beyond death. Christianity stands firm in its promise of reunion in the afterlife. The Bible assures believers that not only will they be in the presence of God, but they will also be reunited with loved ones. In 1 Thessalonians 4:13-17, the Apostle Paul describes the resurrection of the dead, stating that believers will be caught up together to meet the Lord in the air, implying a reunion that transcends death. Additionally, Jesus speaks in Matthew 8:11 of a great gathering in heaven, where individuals from all times will be recognized and take their places together in the kingdom of heaven. The transfiguration of Jesus, where Moses and Elijah were recognized by his disciples, further suggests that identity and recognition endure beyond the earthly realm. This concept provides immense comfort to many Christians, offering hope that loved ones will be reunited in heaven. For example, former U.S. President Ronald Reagan expressed faith that he would meet his dear friend, actor Jimmy Stewart, again in heaven. Buddhism, on the other hand, introduces the concept of samsara, the cycle of rebirth, in which individuals are reincarnated according to their karma. However, some Buddhist traditions offer the possibility of temporary reunions between loved ones. The Tibetan Book of the Dead describes the bardo, a transitional state where souls may encounter deceased relatives or guiding spiritual beings. Additionally, in Mahayana Buddhism, souls with deep karmic bonds may be drawn to each other in future reincarnations. And in traditions that believe in Pure Lands, enlightened beings may reunite in blissful realms. Zen Buddhism, however, emphasizes detachment from earthly attachments, suggesting that true peace comes from letting go of the desire for reunion. Steve Jobs, who was deeply influenced by Zen philosophy, believed in reincarnation and saw death as a transition, yet remained open to the idea of reuniting with loved ones in another existence. In Islam, the belief in the afterlife is centered on the concept of Jannah, a paradise where the righteous are reunited with their families. Surah At-Tur 52:21 promises that those who believe, along with their descendants who follow in faith, will be joined together in paradise. Islamic teachings affirm that family bonds are preserved in the afterlife, with the final reunion depending on God's mercy and individual faithfulness. Legendary figures like Muhammad Ali, who held a deep belief in the Islamic afterlife, often spoke of his hope to reunite with loved ones in Jannah. Hinduism, like Buddhism, believes in the cycle of rebirth but also suggests that souls can recognize each other across lifetimes. In Bhagavad Gita 2:13, Krishna explains that the soul transitions from one body to another like changing clothes. But those who attain moksha, liberation, may reunite in a higher spiritual plane. Near-death experiences, NDEs, often align with Hindu beliefs, as many individuals who claim to have experienced the afterlife report encountering familiar faces guiding them through their transition. Mahatma Gandhi, a devout Hindu, accepted reincarnation and karma, but also expressed hope that deep spiritual connections would bring loved ones together in their next lives. Modern-day near-death experiences, NDEs, further fuel the belief in recognizing loved ones in the afterlife. Many individuals who have been clinically dead and revived describe encounters with deceased relatives who comfort them or guide them, often recognizing family members they had never met in life. Dr. Raymond Moody, a pioneer in NDE research, found that many people recognized and interacted with their loved ones in these experiences, challenging the idea that death signifies complete separation. Elon Musk's mother, May Musk, has spoken about vivid dreams and visions of deceased family members, which, although not technically NDEs, suggest the possibility that the human soul retains memory and recognition beyond death. In conclusion, religious teachings and personal experiences across cultures emphasize the enduring connections between individuals, even beyond death. While Christianity and Islam provide firm assurances of reunion in the afterlife, Buddhism and Hinduism view recognition as part of a broader spiritual journey. Whether through rebirth or higher realms, near-death experiences further support the idea that love and connection transcend death. Figures like Ronald Reagan, Muhammad Ali, Steve Jobs, and Mahatma Gandhi have all reflected on the hope of reuniting with loved ones after death, showcasing that the belief in love's persistence beyond the physical realm is a deeply universal and profound human conviction. 2. Do near-death experiences prove that we recognize loved ones? Near-death experiences, NDEs, have been a subject of fascination and debate for many years, particularly regarding whether they provide evidence that we can recognize our loved ones after death. NDEs occur when individuals temporarily die, experiencing visions of the afterlife, only to return to life moments later. These experiences often share common themes that suggest a continued connection with loved ones beyond death. One of the most striking elements of many NDEs is the encounter with deceased relatives. In these experiences, loved ones often offer comfort, guidance, and reassurance, helping those who have crossed over navigate the transition between life and death. Such encounters imply a deep connection that goes beyond the physical realm. Dr. Raymond Moody, a well-known researcher in the field of NDEs, has documented numerous cases where individuals report seeing and interacting with their family members. In many instances, those who have returned to life are certain they recognized their loved ones, even if they had never met them in the physical world. In one case, a woman described seeing her great-grandparents during her NDE, despite having no prior memory or images of them. The immediacy of recognition in NDEs is another fascinating aspect. Many individuals who undergo these experiences speak of instantly recognizing their loved ones, without hesitation or confusion. This immediate recognition, even of family members they have never met, challenges our understanding of memory and identity. Some NDE accounts also include encounters with ancestors or figures from distant generations, suggesting that recognition may not be limited by time or physical boundaries. This raises the intriguing possibility that if memory and recognition are not confined to the body, There may be a persistent sense of identity that survives death. The overwhelming feeling of unconditional love and connection reported by many NDE participants is a central part of these experiences. Individuals often describe a sense of being enveloped in a love that is far more powerful and profound than any earthly bond. This deep sense of connection appears to transcend the emotional ties we form during life, suggesting a spiritual connection that may continue even after death. Prominent figures, such as Elon Musk's mother, May Musk, who spoke about feeling spiritually connected to her late family members, reinforce the idea that death is not a permanent separation, but rather a transition to another realm where love persists. While these accounts are compelling, the question of whether NDEs truly prove the existence of an afterlife, and our ability to recognize loved ones within it, remains unanswered. Skeptics argue that these experiences are merely the brain's attempt to make sense of the transition between life and death. Some propose that the physical and neurological processes occurring when the brain is deprived of oxygen could cause vivid hallucinations and visions. According to this theory, what NDE participants perceive as reunions with loved ones might actually be a coping mechanism designed to alleviate the fear and confusion surrounding death. However, the consistency of these reports from people across different cultures and backgrounds cannot be easily dismissed. Whether or not these experiences offer conclusive proof, they undeniably challenge our understanding of life, death, and identity. For influential figures like Pope John Paul II, who spoke about the significance of life after death, and thinkers like Albert Einstein, who believed in the persistence of energy beyond physical life, NDEs have been a source of inspiration and contemplation about what lies beyond our mortal existence. In conclusion, the mystery of whether NDEs provide proof of an afterlife reunion remains unresolved. Yet, these experiences continue to spark curiosity and wonder, offering a glimpse into the possibility that love and recognition may indeed transcend death. 3. What does this mean for us? The idea that love transcends death speaks to something fundamental about the human experience. Regardless of one's belief system, whether in heaven, reincarnation, or some form of eternal consciousness, the underlying truth is that love, kindness, and the bonds we form in life leave an indelible mark on existence. These connections continue to influence us, whether through the memory of loved ones or the energy we believe we leave behind. Many people who have experienced near-death experiences, NDEs, claim to have felt an overwhelming presence of unconditional love, suggesting that love exists beyond the physical realm. Prominent figures like Steve Jobs, the iconic Apple founder, emphasized the importance of love and meaningful relationships, not just in their work, but also in their legacy. Jobs once said, "The most important thing is that you realize that the love in your life is what matters most." His success and innovative ideas were rooted in the relationships he nurtured. And he understood that true legacy isn't defined solely by products, but by the connections and love shared with others. Similarly, Nelson Mandela, who devoted his life to fighting for justice and equality, saw love as something that transcended the struggles of this life. His words, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies," reveal the power of love in letting go of bitterness and fostering compassion. Mandela's understanding of love was not confined to personal identity, yet it reverberated through his actions, leaving a profound impact on the world long after his death. While some believe that our energy merges into a greater cosmic whole or that deceased loved ones watch over us, the more pressing question is how we live now. If we accept that love is a constant, transcending even the boundaries of time and death, we must reflect on our daily choices. If we truly believe in the possibility of being reunited with our loved ones, as many religious traditions promise, We should cherish them while they are still here. In Christianity, the hope of an eternal reunion in heaven encourages believers to love deeply and meaningfully while others are alive. This connection isn't reserved for the afterlife alone, but is meant to enrich every moment of life. By nurturing relationships and cultivating kindness, we build a foundation for meaningful connections that extend beyond our current existence. Moreover, if our actions shape our spiritual journey beyond death, it follows that the kindness and wisdom we exhibit now will influence the path we take in the afterlife. The choices we make, whether in how we treat others or in our contributions to the world, have consequences far beyond what we can see. Warren Buffett, the renowned philanthropist and Oracle of Omaha, has often stressed the importance of generosity, saying, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago." His success and influence were not only born of his business acumen, but also from his commitment to giving back and creating a legacy of generosity. Buffett's philosophy reflects the idea that the energy we invest in the world creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond our lifetimes. Ultimately, if love is the one thing that transcends this life, it should be the foundation of everything we do. Whether or not we reunite with our loved ones, or whether our energy merges into something greater, the love we share with others shapes the world and defines our legacy. In a world often dominated by distractions and fleeting pursuits, the lesson is clear: to live with love as the core of our being, knowing that it will outlast us. Just like the legacy of public figures who lived with purpose, love is the enduring force that transcends time and space, creating bonds that nothing can break. A message of hope. So, will we recognize our family in heaven? While each faith and belief system offers its own unique answer, there is one universal truth that connects them all: we are more than just our physical bodies. We are souls, connected by the love we share and the experiences that bind us together. Whether we reunite in a heavenly paradise, cross paths in future lifetimes, or merge into a greater universal consciousness, the love we give and receive transcends the limitations of this life. It continues beyond death's veil, in ways we may not fully comprehend. So, take a moment today, reach out to someone you love, heal old wounds, and cherish every precious moment. Because, regardless of the form it takes, love never truly fades. It is the eternal thread that connects us all. What do you believe? Do you think we'll recognize our loved ones after death? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If this video touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here at Peaceful Horizons, where we explore the mysteries of life with wisdom and wonder. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep seeking the truth.